What is up, guys? My name is Matt, and you're watching J&M Simulations. Today, got a tutorial on the NGX. We're going to be going through the startup procedures for this aircraft. Before we get started, I'm sick today, so I'm sorry if I sound crappy, but I really wanted to just get a video out considering I am sick. I don't really have anything to do. So basically, I'm just going to get into this because I know that a lot of you probably are just looking for the tutorial and aren't subscribers. Those of you that are subscribers, I'm not going to give like the usual rundown or whatever, like any updates or anything. Just going to go through just straight tutorial. So here you're going to come in the aircraft. Usually when you come in the aircraft, the batteries will be on, so this is just completely cold and dark. So I guess you won't have to worry about this. But I'm just going to turn it down here as it can get a little bit loud. I'm just gonna turn on the batteries, and quickly we're going to come and turn on the APU by coming to the switch right here. It says APU right on the overhead panel, and pressing start. So you push it once to the on position, you click it again to the start position, it'll come back into the on position, and then you can watch this EGT sign right here. I'll zoom up on it. Actually, I don't know if I have fuel, right? So also, if you have the same problem as I do, which is the fuel problem in FSX, it doesn't load your aircraft with fuel, you'll press Shift 3, get in your FMC, come into your FMC, come to fuel, and you can set your fuel in here. You're setting it to 1/3. I don't really need any precision right now, as we're not doing a flight with this aircraft. And as you see, the EGT is rising, signifying that the APU is started. And it'll rise all the way up, stop, and then rise back or come back down about 4. And when it comes back down to about 4, you know that the APU is started. You can see it's coming back down. As we're getting ready to depart here, if you were actually getting ready to depart, you could get your position and anti-collision lights on at this point. If you were actually flying, you'd have all your stuff already set in, like your like flight and whatnot. But we're gonna have to set our IRS in a second after we turn on our gen. And turn down once again. So when your APU is started, you'll get these two little things here. You can press Shift 6 to bring up your overhead panel. These two little things I'm clicking right now, which is APU gen right above the EGT monitor. Those two things on the inside are the APU. That says that you're taking power from the APU. The ones on the right and the left, you turn on when the aircraft is actually started. And now we're just going to come up in the top and do some preparing of the aircraft, and I will go through what I did here in a second. What you're going to do is you're going to set all your hydraulic pumps here, which are from the first one to the last one. You're going to set them all to up, so they're all off. Then you're going to come over to the thing right to the right of it, turn these two bottom ones up, these two up, APU bleed down to on, which is right here. Isolation valve is open, which is right here, so all the way down. Packs are auto. Recirculating fans are off. Now that that's done, just looking through other stuff that we might need to get done before. We're looking good. Probe heat on and such things. Press Shift 6 to get out of there now. Now we're going to actually have to go back into there, press Shift 6 again, and come and align our, actually I think it's Shift 7. Right, Shift 7. And we're going to have to align our IRS. IRS is just the system that you use to tell where you are. And we're going to come into our FMC, and we're going to press align on our IRS, which is one click to the right on both of them. So you have to go from off to align. We're going to come into our FMC by pressing menu, FMC, go to init ref, and you just get the position initial page. And where it says last position, that's the last GPS position. You click that, it'll copy it, and then you click Set IRS Position. And after you do that, you click 1 over to I'm just gonna come up in here and set that set the IRS alignment time. There we go. So now our IRS is aligned. Usually in the real world it takes about 10 minutes, but we have it set to a lot less time, just because for the interest of time, not wasting time. These are actually up and they're not supposed to be. When you come into your aircraft, there's going to be a lot of stuff that's not where it should be, but you'll learn how to do this with, you probably have to watch this video a few times while you're doing it, and then you'll be able to do it yourself. So I'll come back in the FMC. Obviously right now, most of you are probably getting ready to do a flight, and at this point, sorry, that was my dog, and at this point you're going to come into here and, you know, do all of your pre-flight preparations, such as, you know, takeoff, you know, route, your departures, and all that stuff, until you are ready to go. And at this point right now, we'll start our pushback, which you can do by coming to this FMC right here, the one on the right, just clicking the center of the screen, press FS Actions, push back, and you could change like what way you want to do it. If you want to turn right or left, for us, we're going to come out here and look which way we want to be pointed. We want to be pointing nose it has to go to the right. So we're going to come in here and press nose to the right. There we go. Right. Put nose to the right 60 degrees. And straight length will be 30 feet. We only want to go out 30 feet before starting the turn. And we'll start the pushback.
And ground cockpit.
Go ahead, Captain.
We're all set to go up here. We've been cleared to push and start at your discretion.
Roger that, ready for push. Power and air clear, doors closed. We are ready for pushback. Please parking brake, please.
Okay, parking brake is off, cleared to push.
So I pressed P on accident.
Brakes off, here we go.
So now we're starting our pushback, and here's how we're going to start the engines. Press Shift 6 again, come up in your overhead panel, and you'll see these two things down here. We're going to click this little thing that says both. This little thing that right here is the ignition. We're going to click it to both, and then we're going to come over to our left engine, the left side, and click it once. Do a left click once to the point where it says ground. We're going to come out of Shift 6 again. And we're at London Heathrow today. Ooh, I believe we went the wrong way. Whoops. You can just stop the pushback here. We're at London Heathrow, UK2000 textures. We'll just set parking brake. And now we're going to be watching this engine indicating system here. As N2 rises, it means that the engine is spooling. We have to wait for that to get to 20. I believe. Right, so never mind. Once it gets to 20, you're going to click up. And then this engine should start. You should see both of these things rising. And fuel flow starts to rise. As soon as fuel is introduced to the engine, then you're fine. A mistake I made was the packs. On startup, the packs should both be off, so all the way up. So if you're starting right now and it's not going up all the way, or if you're watching this and you're going to do it later, make sure those packs go all the way up for off. And we can make this turn, there's no problem with the 737. It's quite a powerful aircraft. We come into locked spot view here. Yeah, I'm quite confident we can make that turn, considering there's no aircraft. So now that engine started, going to come to the right one here and click one to the left as well. You see in the bottom right here, the top right rather, sorry. N2 is rising quite rapidly, much faster than the one engine was. 20. And close that. Put up the fuel flow. These are the fuel flow valves, by the way. As soon as it hits 20 N2, you just open the fuel, introduce fuel to the engine, and it should start. You know, if we were actually going, we'd set flaps 5 now, like we just did. And we obviously have all our altimeters set, and you know, and HPA would be most likely. But in between this, you know, probably before, you know, in between the APU stage and the engine start, you would want to get all that flight planning out of the way. So now we're going to come into the generator, just making that sure that goes off. Come back into the overhead, and we can press the gens on, the generators. Here. So we can go off with the APU bleed, on with these two bottom ones. Actually, that's from the anti-ice, we don't need that. Isolation valve, stay open. Packs go to auto. Recirculation fan goes on. All hydraulic pumps go down for on. Yaw dampers on. And the bus can go on. We could turn all our, we put all our fuel pumps, which are these. They all go on, and they should turn off in a second. Oop, those are already on, sorry. If they're down, they're already on. Come back out. The engines seem to be started, but we have a problem here. We could stop our APU. For some reason, we're getting an electrical problem on the left engine. Right. Well, that's the only problem. That I believe it's just my aircraft. I don't think that actually happens. That would actually happen to you guys. If it does, please let me know, and I'll take down the video and put another one up. But for some reason, our left generator is not responding. But like I said, I think that's just a function of the aircraft. I actually think that's us. Considering our engine started. As you can see, the engines are started. You know, like I said, here we would be setting up, you know, ourselves to go. But now that we're you're ready to go here, just make sure you get all the annunciators extinguished, and then you know you can begin your taxi. So I hope you guys like this quick tutorial. Parking brake released. And look for more of them. I've been thinking about doing more tutorials such as FMC tutorials. If you want an FMC tutorial on the NGX, just let me know. As you can see, we're making this turn quite easily here. Put a little more power on it. I'll definitely be doing a VATSIM video on it quite soon, probably today. That's pretty much it. I look forward to doing more videos like this. If you guys, we're really looking for somebody to help us out with our channel trailer. If you are willing to make one of those and an intro or an outro, we'd be glad to hear from you, and we'd love to have somebody to do that for us because we're not too savvy with video editing. You know, I could do it to get the the aircraft, or not to get a video up, but I can't really do it like making videos like that, like actually constructing a video. That's pretty much it. I hope you guys enjoyed the tutorial. If you have questions, just pop it in the comments below. And thanks for watching.